This is Solaris Nights with your host, William Double Double. The Solaris Open continues as fresh talent from across the Inner Sphere compete for a spot to take a class ranking. Produced by Donegal Broadcasting Company, the most trusted news in the Lyran Commonwealth.
You know, the upside of having all this spy stuff to do is that I get to just ablate stress like crazy.
Perhaps.
Not ablate, but clear.
However, the first thing that happens to you is a car picks you up to drive you to a meeting.
All right. Do I recognize the vehicle?
Yeah, it's a family vehicle.
All right.
You know, when I say family, I mean like...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I know.
I don't mean like a Tahoe or something.
No, I know you mean the family. Yeah, Amos gets in. Yeah, there's no fuss or nothing. He just gets in, no questions.
It's a quiet ride for the most part. The guys inside aren't particularly interested in talking to you unless you have casual conversation you'd like to make.
Is it just family guys? No, yeah. Nobody notable.
Nobody notable.
It's muscle.
Okay.
Yeah, then Amos just makes like regular small talk. He knows these guys.
They'll answer anything you have to say with other small talk, mostly talking about things that they've done lately. Mm-hmm. People that they've seen from the old neighborhoods. Occasionally they make euphemisms towards people that they've killed or eliminated in the last week. You arrive at a Italian Russian cuisine place that's on the border out of Silesia. And they drop you off inside. The whole restaurant has been cleared and it's just Yuri sitting at a table.
Amos just kind of looks around the restaurant before sitting down.
Ivan, don't worry. The people in this neighborhood are our people. The people that work at this restaurant, they're us. Sit down, have a good meal. We have something to talk about.
Yes, we have quite a lot to talk about, Yuri. I found out a lot over the last week.
Have you?
Yes.
We'll talk about your thing before we talk about my thing. What do you have to say to me?
They're recruiting management positions. Stable manager, promoter. We need one of our people in one of those seats.
That's just about what I was going to talk to you about.
I was hoping you'd have candidates ready for me.
We have some people. They aren't particularly qualified, you know. Promoters of mech combat is not something we are experienced in, but people who are good at talking to people, convincing them one way or the other, that we do know how to do. We need our people on the inside. I agree with you. We're just working on it.
Well, work on that, and I will spend my time working with Mr. Ibrahim. See if we can get something outside the stable going as well. Going to see if I can get Punch Clock a spot on the commentator circuit. It might be good to have someone else in the stable who owes me a favor.
So about that, he says as he pushes away his chicken Kiev Parmesan. Favors. We need you to stop the research. There are people within your stable who are looking into things that they shouldn't. Mr. Sokolov Mr. Schmidt, Mr. Morgan. You know what they say about the genie. Once it is out, you can't stop it. These three, they have opened the genie. Keep the other two away.
You mean Mr. Morgan? Or, no, not Morgan. He just said that.
McGregor.
McGregor and Ghost Bear.
Yeah. Those two.
McGregor will be a hard sell. He is the one who rubbed the lamp to begin with. But,
make him an offer he cannot refuse. Take him in a different direction. He cannot continue looking into the cheating and the betting. It will be problematic for us. Hey, this comes from the top.
I know.
You need to make this happen, okay?
I'm thinking, Yuri.
If we need to, we make Hunter McGregor disappear. You understand what I'm saying?
He's very visible. I'll do my best to make sure we do not have to bring such hardships upon the family.
You know, people in your stable, they have hard line of work. Constantly running into problems outside of the stable. Maybe he goes down an alley one night, doesn't come back. He is what you call a one-hit wonder. Trivia for bar.
Well,
don't blow your cover doing this, but do your best to convince him. Because otherwise, it's done.
Yes.
Seth goes bare, we don't anticipate the problem. He doesn't like getting involved in inner sphere affairs.
He also does not believe in the, he believes so little about inner sphere hardware that when it malfunctions improperly, he does not think anything of it.
We hear he is switching his machine back to inner sphere make. The Warhammer. Giving up all of this.
Because he's running out of money.
Well, that's true. Maybe he could try winning for a change.
That
Maybe
match
he could
against
stand to
Omega
be...
Tanaga was as much of a statement as I think our friend Mr. Seth needs for now.
So his face changes and he says, "We lost a lot of money on that fight."
Yuri, I warned you about betting against us.
Seth Ghostbear, he is not good. He got lucky. Omega Tanaga is a good investment. We like him.
Perhaps. I think we like what he
solves problems and he wins. And more importantly, people are very willing to bet against him.
Well, either way, I will make sure it gets done, but I need candidates ready for the management positions. That is your part. I will do mine to make sure that the genie does not get out of the bottle.
Good. Because if this gets back to us, you could be in trouble.
I would hate to bring hardship upon my family.
Good.
Especially a brother as good as you, Yuri.
Eat your chicken Kiev with Parmesan, okay? It's good stuff. They made the sauce over 3 hours. You know, that's the good stuff, huh? I bet they don't give you that in your fancy Mech Warrior barracks, huh? You don't get food like this. No. Look at you.
No.
You're almost all skin and bones.
There is a food truck, though. It is quite good.
Yeah, food truck. You think I care about food truck? No. You need to get married.
Yuri, you've forgotten. When we grew up in the neighborhood, it was all scraps and such. You know, I'm not...
No, mother's cooking, always the best. You know? That's what they say. Grandmother, mother, whatever it takes. Now,
That is for
wife.
those of you who had the luxury of a mother.
Sure. Okay. You know what? I'm telling you, when you're as handsome as me, every mother is your mother, okay?
Well, maybe if one day I can get rid of this stupid hat. And then he just throws back a shot and starts eating the chicken.
You know, some people like the hat. It makes you look distinct.
It works for what I need.
You do need to set yourself apart. We need to start eliminating anybody else that has the same gimmick as you.
I was actually already planning on that.
Okay, good.
Texas Red has, well, he runs his mouth too much. I figured it's time we shot it. And with that, he just puts a bite in his mouth.
All right. There's like a... it's the part of the movie where it's clear that the two of you have eaten.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, time has passed because we don't want to show the two of you not eating while... Or sorry, like 15 minutes of the two of you eating, right? Time
just
skips.
staring at each other intensely, eating chicken.
Yeah, so he... the end of it is he slides you over some Russian chocolate salami and says, "It's good. It will keep. Putting some home with you. I have other business. There is a man I need to see about fishes."
All right.
He stands up and he goes to the back of the restaurant and he opens the meat locker and you hear like a
Mm-hmm. Ivan just kind of smiles to himself and takes the wrapped up meat and leaves.
Okay. Sure. As you're making your way back to the stable, once again, someone appears around a corner out of the darkness and is like, hey, you!
Yes.
He starts walking towards you very quickly. He says, hey, stop!
Am I wearing my ferryman get up right now?
I don't know. You tell me what you're wearing.
Probably not. I'm probably just like dressed in plain clothes. I don't look like a ridiculous Russian mobster, but I'm probably just dressed like normally.
Yeah.
So I have to make a quick snap decision about what accent I'm going to use, and he goes with, "Yeah, what do you need?"
You're him, right? Amos Everett?
Yeah, that'd be me.
All right, he says, good, I've got something for you. And he reaches into his messenger bag and he whips out a manila envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Inside it is what I've just sent you.
All right. He checks it. Oh, a document. Okay.
You have an investor who wants to make you an offer. You could refuse.
They want me to try mech racing.
Yes, they do.
Phoenix Mech Sports. Yeah, all right. Amos looks at the guy and says, "You got a phone number?"
He shakes the manila envelope and a business card falls out.
Amos takes it, takes a look, and heads to...
It has a Comstar number.
Mm-hmm.
Since we don't have phones in the way that we think of them.
Oh, they don't have just like pay phones on Solaris?
Battletech predates cell phones.
I'm not talking about like cell phones. I'm talking about like box pay phones.
Yes, they definitely have those.
Like landlines.
Yeah. But it all goes through Comstar, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I figured that all the pay phones were owned by Comstar. I just figured they had pay phones. So yeah, Ferryman goes to like the nearest street payphone.
Okay.
And dials the number real quick.
All right. You get a secretary for Phoenix Mech Sports R&D division. It says, Director Ramsey's desk. Can I ask who's calling?
Well, darling, that'd be me, the ferryman.
You mean Amos Everett?
They are one and the same.
Oh, excellent, excellent. We've been waiting to hear from you for some time now. I expect that because you've called, you want to schedule an appointment here. We'd like to offer you, and you hear like some shuffling of papers, and all expenses paid trip to the Twin Ring Revival Racing Facility.
Well, you got a Mr. Ramsey that I can speak to for a moment.
Oh, he'll be available to give you a personal tour when you visit.
All right.
If you're hesitant, I can schedule an appointment for you. I can probably get you in like 2 weeks.
Nah, go ahead and send the car. I'll be ready in 6 hours.
Okay. We do a hard cut to you. They're shaking. It's like people have come out from the facility. Like, it's one of those employees basically get the day off but are paid to be here kind of thing. Like, nobody's working. Everybody's here to see you test out some of the new racing machines.
Yeah.
There's pizza everywhere. They've got like a Phoenix Mech Sports jumpsuit for you if you'd like to wear it when you're in your mech.
You know what? Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. They're getting lots of pictures of you then. And they have a brand new.
What color is it? Does it clash with the hat super bad?
It does, because it's all like white and blues and reds.
Okay. The hat's black, so it's not terrible, but definitely not great.
You're saying your hat is matty black. Okay.
Well, like, you know.
I feel like there's a little Nas S song somewhere around here.
Yeah, probably. Gonna take my mech to the old town road.
So yeah, they show you around to their mech racing facility. They are extremely proud of half of a dasher that they're working on refurbishing. And they've got a flea that they say can get over 300 kilometers an hour when it's used by the proper pilot.
Well, wouldn't I like to see if I'm the proper pilot?
So at that point, Dustin Ramsey appears, and he holds out a hand for you to shake. He's got sort of Eastern Mediterranean look to him, and he says, Dustin Ramsey here. Thank you for joining me, the Ferryman. Well, so you'd like to try out our new test machine? Well, we don't have a full pilot for it yet, so I can add you to the roster. I assume you've got your neuro helmet information on you.
He hands him an envelope with all the the stuff for his brain scans and whatnot.
Well, you know, it's going to be a hard charge to fit because you aren't specifically rated for this machine. But if you think your brain can handle it, I've seen you in the arena. I'm willing to let you check it out. Just sign these waivers here, 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 and here.
He signs them.
Okay. Several of them like, legally indemnify the corporation you work for, Apex Dragons. You know, like, if you break this machine, Apex Dragons has bought it. And at the price this company is setting, not like, you know, it's all like proprietary costs. The mech costs somewhere in the upper ends of like 50 million C-bills.
For a flea.
Yeah.
Excellent. Better not break it then.
Yeah, and they let you get in it. Can I have you make 2 checks real quick then? I want you to make a check to activate some of its speed systems.
Okay.
So just, you need to not hit double ones on the first roll. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I want you to make a PSR at a +1. Okay.
Easy.
Yeah, you check this thing out. It goes 302.5 kilometers an hour. It's got a supercharger in it on top of being TSM. And a big engine. The handling is rough. I mean, this mech is basically bouncing on every single step, and you have to extend the legs to their full length. It moves more like a bird than a man. And there's a lot of sway, and you start to get a headache from the neurofeedback because you aren't rated for this mech yet. But you go fast. You go very, very fast. There are some maneuverability issues, but you go super fast. You clear that 4.8 kilometer road course in record time.
Like for their course record?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Stopping, however, is an issue. Because it's all like city streets. So you have skid rolls constantly, and stopping is basically just one long cooldown run, or you risk skidding.
Well, you know, I'm no stranger to a skid roll.
Yeah. So as you get out of the mech, you could see that the glowing heat of the triple strength Myanmar underneath the extremely minimal armor plating. Like, you couldn't take this machine into combat for sure. Like a machine gun would be able to take this thing out. But the mech is like glowing Mech Warrior Online style from the overheat.
Did they straight up just like, how did they put like 2 heat sinks in this thing so that it can heat up without weapons or something? Like,
no, you could shut heat sinks off.
Yeah. So you have to
There's
like
really a switch to turn the heat sinks off.
Yeah, you have to drive this thing with 0 heat sinks on in order to get up to the 9 heat, and then kick up on the heat sinks to keep you even.
Yeah.
Whew. So it's probably toasty in there too, because it's a TSM mech.
Yeah. There's a lot of shouting, and people are very excited to have seen a celebrity pilot one of their mechs at basically peak performance.
Amos gets out, and as he gets out, he puts the hat, takes off the helmet, puts the hat back on, and does his little like waving and photo opportunities and stuff.
Oh, photo opportunities, excellent! I'm so glad you said that. Can you make a media entertainment role to expand your influence?
That is a 7.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. You start to get some popularity as a mech racer.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think he definitely wants to go talk to, after he gets out of the mech, the first thing he does is he wants to go talk to Mr. Ramsey.
Okay. Ramsey is nearby talking to somebody on a cell phone, and he hangs up the phone and goes, oh, wow, incredible. What an amazing performance.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Director Ramsey.
Well, we're just so glad to have you here. We've already got a news crew cooking up a human interest story about all of this for today. It'll be broadcast everywhere tomorrow afternoon. Fantastic. So good. Slaps you on the shoulder. Incredible. Nice work.
Well, I'm happy to be of help.
Well, we're happy, wink, to invest in Apex Dragons.
That'd be very nice of you.
Yeah, no, we already do. We're going to continue to do so. We just need you to keep on winning. You know what I mean? Win. That's what we're about here.
I understand completely.
Okay. And hey, I'm just saying, he hands you a patch for Phoenix Mech Sports. Like something you could sew onto a jumpsuit.
Something that he will be sewing onto his jumpsuit. Because that was like, he's trying to keep it cool, but he is beaming inside. He's like, oh my god, that was incredible.
Okay.
Ferryman likes fast mechs.
Is there anything else you'd like to do before your interview with William and your match?
Let me double check my plans real quick. Oh, yeah, okay. No, not yet. Not currently. Oh, I do want to research. I'm going to research my opponent.
Oh, excellent. All right, so you head back to the mech barracks. You go to look up some records, pull up some old match information, and there is a blonde-haired, gray-eyed woman just like standing next to you the whole time. You're not really sure when she got there. She's just standing next to you, nodding occasionally, looking over everything that you're doing.
Ma'am, might I introduce myself?
Yes, I know who you are.
And who might you be?
I'm Linhilder. I am your intern.
Oh. He checks his he's got like a little notebook.
One unread message.
He pulls out, he's like, alrighty then.
Yeah, do you have a message from Hillbilly assigning you a intern?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he says, well, Ms. Linhilder, it's a pleasure.
She reaches out to shake your hand, and you notice that she is definitely not only larger muscles, but better muscle tonnage than you.
I mean, that's probably not particularly difficult. Ferryman is very thin.
Yeah, she's jacked.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm just here to observe what you're doing, unless you have something else you want me to do. She says really distastefully, get you coffee, your mail.
Man, darling, I don't do that kind of solid song and dance.
I would appreciate that you would not call me darling.
Miss Linhilder, then.
Just Lynn will be fine.
Well, all right then.
Okay.
Well, why don't you have a seat, Lynn?
She takes a seat next to you, like really, really close to you, as if she's someone for whom personal space has zero indication of mattering, and like leans over your shoulder to look at what you're looking at and says, so what are we looking at here?
Well, we are finding out some information about who my next opponent is. Knowing thy enemy is the way to win.
Yes, I noticed in my research for this particular unit that most of the gladiators do not research their opponents. Is that because they are stupid?
Generally it's because most of them have got other things they'd like to spend their time doing.
Oh, yes. They do all seem very stressed out all the time. Doing crazy stuff, she says, not looking at you directly while she's saying that.
It's a stressful job here on Solaris, and well, not everybody's as lucky as me to have had a moment away from the scene to recollect and reorient yourself to the things that matter.
And what are the things that matter to you?
Putting on a good show, putting up a good fight. And, making sure the investors make money off of your shit. Because that's how they make sure that's how you make sure they keep paying your bills. Out of those three things, realistically, the money one's probably the most important, but if you want to actually be a little more satisfied with yourself when you go to bed at night, I think putting up a good fight's probably the one that comes first for me.
You are not who I thought you were, she says as she is nodding and taking down notes in a small black notebook.
Well, I am glad that I am still able to surprise.
Make a research roll, 2d6 plus instinct.
Cool. Alright, I will do that real quick. Here we go. That is an 11.
Okay, pick two options. Your opponent's name is Hank Tankerson.
Hank the Tank Tankerson. I would like to know his current favorite battle mech.
Okay.
And what should I be on the lookout for?
So Hank's current favorite battle mech is a crab, and it is technically on the sheet. It's a 27B, which is the SLDF Royals. But it's really just a crab that's been customized to modern tech standards, ER large lasers and ferrofibrous. So it's a crab that could exist factory fresh if someone bothered to make it that way. What you need to be on the lookout for is that Mr. Tankerson is a recent up-and-comer. He just won his right to be a gladiator, and that fighting you is an opportunity to prove that he's worthy of a higher rank. But he's also been very clear on his journey to the top, because he's actually a middle school teacher whose students all encouraged him to, like, go out. They saw him practicing in a mech arcade simulator and were like, wow, you're actually really good. You should try to become a mech warrior for real. And now all of his old students from across Solaris, like hundreds of them, come watch every match. And he finally made his way to, class 3 ranking, rank 100. And he's on the way up. So, like, crushing this guy really badly, publicly, like savagely or brutally, would probably be bad for your image. But yeah, this guy's like one defeat away from being knocked out permanently. He has no reserve, anything, no investors,
well, this isn't
no
a class
money.
rank match, so it
Correct.
doesn't.
Yeah, but
under
the way
yet.
the way that this works is your ranking matches are determined by like your win-loss record in the arena.
Yeah. So yeah, and Amos explains all of this to Lynn.
All right.
As he goes along, he's like, "Now look, this guy's a real soft piece, happy, upbeat kind of story. You don't want to, unless you're the kind of person who's built your whole persona around being a real hard motherfucker, you don't want to go around stepping on people like this. Win the fight, don't make it bloody."
I thought that was your persona. You are very... I am the ferryman. I am the undead taker of souls. Blah. You're like a vampire, right?
The idea is that I'm supposed to crush the unjust.
I didn't get that.
It's probably because I haven't been doing a good enough job of it. But either way, I ain't killed anybody in the arena yet, and I don't plan to unless, well, anytime you're firing mech weapons at anybody, people die. That's just the fact of it. Something that our friend Mr. Morgan is learning the hard way. Same with Mr. McGregor.
Okay. She just kind of nods.
Yeah. Amos is trying to take this internship thing seriously.
She is taking everything that you say not only to heart, but recorded in memory for her future. When she's the champion, she'll talk about lessons I learned from the ferryman.
Yeah, let's hope that memoir doesn't have a bit where I die horribly and it's a character driving moment for her. That'd be unfortunate.
Omega Tanaga killed my master, and that's when I knew in order to become a full mech warrior, I had to defeat him.
It's okay, I'll just steal Lynn as my next character.
That would be amusing. You would have a rough time with Seth.
It's fine. I'll beat Seth. It'll happen.
Listen, I cannot wait for yet another medium-class mech warrior to challenge Seth and get wiped out by a Timberwolf. Man, now that would be interesting, though. You and Brody teaming up to fight Seth. That could be battle value worthy. I don't know. Anything else you want to do before your interview?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
Yeah.
You end up seated across from William. It doesn't look like he's going to have a lot of questions for you. He seems like he's distracted, and he says, Amos, welcome back.
William, it's a pleasure as always.
There's a lot going on today across Solaris. I don't want to contaminate your match with all of the happenings going on. I'm sure that there's a number of things you can't speak to me about without legal counsel, but can you walk us through what's happened lately from your point of view? Is there any statement that you could make on behalf, or perhaps you have been authorized by Apex Dragons to make a statement? What do you have for me on recent events? Everything that happened last week.
Well, I mean, as far as recent events go, I'd say that I had a very lovely trip down to our friends at Phoenix Mech Sports. They have a very lovely racing facility that they drove me out to, and I got to test one of their racing machines. That was honestly one of the best mechs I've ever had the pleasure of sitting in the cockpit of. They have a flea, like, I double checking before I say this on camera. Was there any like NDA stuff? Okay.
No.
All right, cool. Then they've got a flea that can crack 300 kilometers an hour.
So, you know, William doesn't know a lot about mechs, so he like looks behind the camera for an analyst to like tell him how he should react to that, and several seconds later he goes, "Wow, that's fast."
Yes. Now, as for recent events with the stable, Omega Tanago versus
wow,
Seth.
when you say that, he starts leaning in, and basically everybody in the darkness around you is like, "Oh, he is gonna make a statement."
Omega Tanaga versus Seth. Vimy versus Kyle Morgan. It was supposed to be a 2v2. It essentially ended up being two different 1v1s. And I gotta say, as a member of the stable, I'm awful happy to see two wins out of that. Had to be done. Had to get a win there. When somebody
I just
calls
want to
out-
clarify for our viewers. When you say it had to be done, you are strictly referring to what happened during the match and not immediately afterwards, right?
Wow, what happened after the match?
Seth tried to intimidate Omega Tanaga by firing a PPC at him. When Omega was on the ground and Seth was in his battle mech.
Pretty sure that's illegal.
Yes.
Eh.
He's nodding. He says yes.
Amos is just playing dumb on that part. He's like, whatever, I'm not going to comment on that. he tries to play it off and just says, well, regardless of what happened after the match, when someone calls out your family like that, you gotta win to prove something. And Seth and Kyle did it. They did the stable proud. You know, I butt heads with Seth all the time, but results speak for themselves. He went up against somebody at the top of the ranks, and it didn't end up dead. So,
any comment about the catastrophic defeat of Hunter McGregor or the blunder William Schmidt had on this very show?
John McGregor took the Goss around to the cockpit. That just happens. We've seen it. He's done it himself.
And his, what some are calling outrageous statements that he made regarding the clans.
Hunters?
Yeah, Hunter was basically like, Hunter was out of character. Just,
yeah.
I know a lot of crazy things happened last week. But
Amos just shrugs and says,
Hunter and William both made statements about the clans that could be contextually viewed as racist.
Now, what can I say? I've said plenty of things that, you know, in retrospect, I'm not the most proud of. So I try not to judge people too harshly on things that come out of their mouth in the heat of the moment. But I will say that I've definitely softened lately on my views of these sorts of things.
Well, Your persona seems to be changing, the Ferryman. We've gotten less of the I'm bringing you in.
Well, to be totally truthful, my job's bringing in the unjust, the dastardly, the villainous. Most of the people I've had the pleasure of competing against in this very arena have been lovely people to work with. Hell, half my matches have been against the Minkstas, and I ain't got a bad word to say about one of them. They're all wonderful competitors, lovely ladies, very good on their work outside of the arena, things I respect in a gladiator all.
What is your plan going into the next match?
Same plan I usually have. Win.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
I just want to say thank you to everybody involved. My fans, the investors, those lovely people down at Phoenix Mech Sports once again. I've got a lot of people that are helping me on this lovely journey through Solaris, and, well, I think that I've got a lot to show still. There's going to be something special in that arena today. Keep your eyes peeled, William.
Okay. Anything you want to do before your match? I'd like you to roll to make a controversial statement, just because of everything that happened there. There was a lot of what I would call partial controversial statements that I'll allow to add up.
Yeah, I mean, he did just say that, Amos has, like, specifically said bad stuff about the clans beforehand.
Yeah.
And he's now just said in front of everybody that he's kind of softened on that. So I'm sure that that's probably a controversial statement to a certain extent.
I'll agree with that. Is that a 5? 6?
That is a 5.
All right.
Do I want to continue my trend of spending edge on stuff that has nothing to do with the match?
Yeah, you can go get Hunter McGregor. Yeah.
Yeah, every time I've spent edge, I've had it just fail again. So, but we are gonna do it. All right, there we go.
Nope.
Oh, that's a 10. Okay, that was totally worth this.
Reduce the stress by 1 and gain 1 glory. So I feel like on Comstar message boards and people in betting parlors and bars across Solaris, there are discussions like, "Oh, Amos, he seems like he's had an epiphany. He's coming to an understanding. What a caring fellow, expanding his worldview." I like that about him.
And you know what? Like something I think a lot of it ties back to the fact that last match against Kazuna, he was doing the SLDF thing.
Yeah.
And so now he's like trying to do the whole like, come on guys, we should just be like the Star League and all work together. Perfect.
I would love if you actually said something like that out loud in this game. It would be perfect. Especially if Seth is in earshot.
Yeah, I think Amos has not realized that is a direction he could go yet, but he probably will soon. So,
reduce stress, gain 1 glory. What is your current stress at?
My stress is at 0.
Well, that's a good one.
I just have the perma stress from blowing up, but since then I have been sitting pretty at 0 stress from all the spy crap.
Perfect. And
I'm at 3 glory now as well.
So you'll be fighting on the Archipelago Arena. You hear a voiceover of William explaining that during a recent reset, for when they're like environmentally cleaning up the arena between matches, one of the bridges has blown out, and referees like the way it looked, so they're just permanently leaving the debris there. And yep, you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, quick thing. When I said I plan to win, I am guaranteeing victory.
Okay. All right.
Just wanted to make sure.
You take a point of stress.
Yeah, which I then immediately clear with the controversial statement.
I'll buy that. So, your opponent, Hank Tankerson, looks like Sean Astin in his 30s. as he enters the arena in his what is essentially like a Franken-Mech crab. It looks like it's been painted by a bunch of middle schoolers, which it probably has been, with like pictures of themselves and like "Good luck, Mr. Hankerson." There, I know you called him Hank the Tank, but there is literally none of that here. That particular nickname does not seem to have existed yet. And Hank takes the microphone. He's a little short, kind of stocky, solid look to him, almost dwarven-ish, and he says, "Now, I just want to thank everybody that helped me get here today. And you know, this is a hard road. But my students have helped me every step of the way, and I'm so glad that they're here, some of them even with their own children. I think it's proof that if you follow your dreams and you believe hard enough, and you show that you have passion, you can get to where you're supposed to go to. And we all know I have to win today's match in order to move forward. Any loss in this arena is going to cost me more than I have the right to repair. But I'm so glad to meet with Mr. the Ferryman and engage in martial combat with him. I saw his pre-match interview, and I think that he could be a good role model. So no matter what happens, let's all just have a good time, enjoy a good mech sport, and make sure to honor the two competitors, like all good students should."
All right.
What's your entrance like, Ferryman? You come out dressed like the Undertaker, hovering over the ground. "I'm bringing you in, Tankerson."
Yeah, no, he actually has a new entrance because he has got the new mech. The new Shadowhawk, Tomahawk, that he brings in. They like bring it in on like VTOL wires, hanging it off the ground with there's like a whole bunch of these massive VTOLs lifting this thing, and then they cut the wires and it drops.
All right, Gundam.
Onto the mech thing and like drops into a like crouch, and then stands up straight. The cockpit opens. Amos steps out onto the shoulder in his duster and hat and everything, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solaris. Welcome to the show. Tonight, my friend across the arena there, an educator of many decades. Well, between the two of us, hopefully we can teach y'all a thing or two. So now, let's get on with it." And he tosses the mic and throws the duster, climbs into the cockpit, and gets ready to rock and roll.
Let's roll.
The Tomahawk is painted in the like dark colors that the Styx was. It has a like slight purplish tint to the very dark to the otherwise very like blackish paint, and then there's like some dark green accents, or then has the head of it, because the Shadowhawk has a very nice well pronounced head, actually has a hat on it. They basically set up like a cowboy hat on the thing, and the big cannon in the shoulder has been decorated with a hammer on the back, coming off the back left shoulder, like an old school revolver, as well as a large aesthetic tumbler mechanism has been added to the front to make it look like a massive inlaid 6-gun.
That thing definitely falls off the instant the right torso takes any damage at all.
Oh yeah, it's not like
it's like tearaway pants.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's like bolt-ons in Mech Warrior Online. They just come right off as soon as they get hit by something. But you know, it looks good.
Okay.
So yeah.
I have a 6 initiative.
All right, cool. I have a 8.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been a nasty opening salvo.
Oh, yeah, it would have been a head hit. Yeah.
Oh no, accidentally killed Tankerson on the first shot.
Yeah,
that'd
rough.
be terrible.
All the students come out to watch in person as he gets executed.
Fuck.
Conor
I really need that to not happen. I'm trying to do a face turn, people. All right. So I will pick. Oh gosh. Okay, he's got ER larges. So I want to be able to get somewhat close. Oh hell. You know what? I'm gonna come in from this side. I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna come in from this side.
He is coming in.
Right. The north edge, as some may call it.
Here.
All right, cool. And I will start 1, 2, 3. I'll start here. And immediately comms Mr. Tankerson.
Yeah, what do you say?
Mr. Tankerson, bringing a crab to an aquatic map. I feel slightly outplayed here.
He gives you a chuckle and says, well, you know, carcinization is the natural evolution of all life forms.
Well, I wish you good luck.
You as well. Let's make it a good sporting match.
As all Solaris gladiators should.
He looks like he doesn't disagree with the sentiment, but that's not how things work here. Like, he's not an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as if you'll be moving first.
All right. So we will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that is a run. And I am going, yeah, well, I guess we'll deal with the rest of that after he does his thing.
He runs. I don't think you guys can see each other.
No.
Okay.
No, I do not believe so.
Do you have anything else you needed to do?
I do, actually. I need to fire a bunch of lasers.
Ah, the old Ratosaurus method. I know it well.
I need to heat up.
What you need is a supercharger. But yes.
There is actually, I have a design with a supercharger of this, but yeah. So we will be firing large laser, medium pulse laser, small pulse laser, which is a total of 15 heat. So I gain 5 heat.
Sure.
Or actually, you know what? We're gonna not fire the small laser, and I'll gain 4 heat. There we go. And that's it.
Okay. You got a 9 initiative.
All right. I got
This
7.
is a Donegal Broadcasting Company news alert.
As is usual, I will win initiative only when it doesn't matter.
1. Oh, I can't. I have enough movement, but you're not allowed to run through water. So, in that case, I will have to do this probably. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, that's actually not terrible. F it, we'll do it. Wait, do I okay, no, I don't have any heat sinks in the legs, do I? No, I don't. Good. Actively don't want that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I need to make a PSR.
Will do. Got it.
So you say. So you say.
Yeah, unless a rule has changed in a way that I am not aware of.
All right. Rundive. Sero. He runs his crab up to the top of the hill and then crests the top. He skids to a stop slightly on the down bank, ending up in a pretty good firing position, peeking around some woods.
Cool. All right. So I will fire at him a large laser, the LBX-10, the LB-10X, and then the medium pulse and small laser I will just shoot into the ground in front of me.
Sure.
Which will put me at 9 heat, which activates TSN. Okay, but anyway, Amos is a 2-gunner, so his LBX-10 and the medium laser are both at medium range on this guy. 4,
8
5,
hexes.
7, 8. Yeah, they're both at medium range.
You have the
so
heat penalty and the treat penalty.
The heat penalty doesn't come in yet. I'm just now getting to 9 heat.
Okay, all right.
So 2 for run, 2 for medium range, puts it at 6, and then he's in light trees, which is 7. So I hit on 7s. LBX-10. Misses. Large laser. Also misses. So no dice for me.
Okay. Firing 2 ER larges. Wow. That is worth attempting a lucky reroll for. And that actually is a hit. That's a headshot with a double critical if it goes in.
It doesn't. It's only 8 damage.
Still not good for you. Yeah, your cockpit glass goes dark immediately, and your cockpit starts to get a little bit warm as you see some. When the glass untints, you can see rivulets pouring down the front end of it. I would like you. Well, you could make a glory thing.
I have 3 glory to spend, and this seems like I like spending glory.
Okay. Roll 2d6 plus instinct. You spend the glory regardless of how the roll goes.
That's a 10.
You negate the pilot damage.
Excellent.
So yeah, like you tell me what moment that's going to be replayed all week on slow motion. What happens?
I think the laser comes in the cockpit glass. To be clear, negate the pilot hit. It still hits the
yes.
head
Oh yeah,
armor.
you still take the damage, but
I just
your
negate
physical
the
pilot, yeah.
Yeah. So as the cockpit glass like slams the like blackout shutters down, Amos just immediately like grabs his he just grabs a, like, oh gosh, what's the word? Oh, he grabs the, like, top of his, like, chair and just, like, locks himself in like a boxer and covers his head as the whole cockpit just shudders.
Okay.
And as like a panel like breaks loose and falls down and like hits his arm.
We do in Star Trek too, like sparks are flying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks great.
Yeah. So he does the boxer like.
Okay. He builds no heat.
Ooh.
Will also fire no guns and shed no tears.
Definitely fired guns. I have physical evidence to support that.
And he's a broken man on Halifax Pier, is what I heard. 11 initiative.
Uh, 5 initiative.
Well,
1, 2, 3. Dive in deep water.
that 4, 5, 6, 7.
I believe so.
Okay. Now he can't shoot at you, and you can't shoot at him from this position, correct? I didn't hear if you said yes or no.
Yes, that is correct.
So. Yep. Okay. Yeah. He just remains standing still. He takes the moment. We see him. He's just like breathing, hands on the controls, waiting for you to pop your head up, and going.
Mm-hmm.
During this time, they cut to. It's like a picture-in-picture of him in the upper right-hand corner, and then like all of the kids between ages like 20 down to like age 6 who have gathered around an APC at the outskirts of the battle that are like watching, and they're holding up signs that say Mr. Tankerson, like win or have a good fight, or like algebra equations.
Except like all the variables spell out something like battle or something ridiculous.
No. 4 initiative. It finally happened.
All right.
This is where you teleport behind me.
6.
Okay. It's a 4 for you to get up, or 3?
It's only 3 because it's going up 2 levels. But getting out of water is nothing extra. Oh, I do need to make a PSR real quick. Totally fine.
Yeah. Okay. He is not going to move.
Okay. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and just to be clear for the audience, Amos fires lasers underwater to maintain heat at exactly 9. He's got between the 2 heat for running and the large laser and small pulse laser, he keeps at exactly 12 heat input and dissipate. So anyway, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, hold on. Can he get into melee? So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whew! Yes! That's actually perfect. And he can't kick me because I'm behind him. Well, not behind him,
Not behind him.
But I'm not in one of the 3 hexes you can kick.
Correct, but he can torso twist and blast you.
Yes. Yes, he can. But I just don't want to get kicked in the face.
I mean, this round you might not get kicked in the face. Amos Everett's just like, I only need 1 round.
When you have a hatchet that does 22 damage.
We'll see. We'll see if it even hits.
I hope it does. I really do.
He is going to fire everything. There's no reason for him not to.
Okay.
ER larges and medium then small. Left torso, or whatever this is, 9?
Should be 8. Center sphere.
Right arm, or 8?
I think he's firing. Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
Small laser to the right torso for 3.
Small laser to the right torso for 3.
Yep.
Okay. We will be firing the LBX-10 and the large laser, both at short range.
What mode are you firing the LBX on?
Slug.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me actually see the. I might switch out the large laser for. No, I actually can't generate exactly 8 off that. So yeah, it'll be the LBX and the large laser. And yeah, I fire another slug. And this will be at 5 to hit.
Okay.
A 4 on the LBX-10. Excellent.
That's rough. That's rough. Only you fired in a cluster, am I right?
Center torso for 8.
Okay. Physical attack phase.
Yes. The hatchet hits on 7. That is 22 damage to the. I'm in his. Oh, I'm in his left side arc.
Correct.
So actually, the center torso damage is left torso.
How much was that? 8?
8. Large laser.
Okay, left torso.
And then he takes 22 damage to the left arm.
That's internal.
There is no critical.
Well, it's got 2 internal left there, so it's hanging on by a thread. He'll need to make a PSR, which he succeeds.
Nice.
How's your heat doing?
I'm still at exactly 9.
Damn it. Okay, initiative. 7.
3. I would like to win initiative.
Wow.
The ferryman does his like the thing where his glasses reflect. He does like the intense look, and we got the like text pop up everywhere. No one escapes the ferryman's sight.
He just turns in place.
Okay, which side is he facing?
He's facing towards you.
Okay. Ferryman moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you only moved 2 hexes, so
Yeah, and that is a walk of
0.
0. Let's get this
Okay.
one out of here.
He's gonna fire everything. An alpha strike, as it were. Left leg for 8.
Okay.
Left torso for 8. Right arm for 5. Left arm for 3. And that is enough to force a PSR.
Yep. 5 is enough. Okay, so
Well, the idea that this guy turns to face you, you zip around him, and he's just blasting you with all his lasers. But inside, he's like, "What? How is he moving so fast?" Mr. Frodo!
Triple strength, my amor. He comes flying in.
Are we not going to see the Ferryman rush because you're already in melee with him?
No, I think the Ferryman rush was to get to here.
Ferryman rush.
I don't know. I might have to get some distance on him though to finish him with it.
You're doing that thing in a boss fight where you have to jump away so you can get the charge attack stun on him.
All right. So once again, I am hitting on. I'm actually hitting on 4s now. Due to. Or no, I'm hitting on 5s due to heat and evasion.
Entry.
And it'll be an LBX 10 in slug mode again. As well as a large laser. There's the LBX hit. That's a center torso, or that's a
Center torso through
center
armor
torso
critical.
through armor critical
Yeah.
with 2 crits. And 10 damage to CT.
Bring your dice over here. Tell me what you got.
For the glory of the Free Worlds League, baby. Really just the neighborhood of Montenegro. I don't really care about the rest of it.
For someone else's glory.
That's a gyro hit.
Okay. All you gotta do is get that second gyro hit, you know what I mean?
That's the other gyro hit.
Gyro hit. Alright. At the end of this round, he's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
But you still
Does
have
he
shots.
fall before the physical attack phase?
Yes.
Okay. All right, and then the large laser hits exactly. That is the left arm.
That's gone.
Okay, then damage transfers to left torso, and there's 2 criticals.
Did not get through left torso.
Okay.
1 left. I'm sorry. Okay. He needs to check to see if he takes pilot damage when he falls. Which he does. And he needs to make a consciousness check. Which he succeeds. Damage hits him in the rear. Grabs what, 50 tons?
Yeah.
He takes a hit to the head.
Oh my god. That's 5 damage to the head.
And checks for... He is awake. Physical attack phase. He is prone. What would you like to do?
I'm going to shoulder the hatchet
Okay.
and not do anything.
At the end of the round, he signals his surrender, and a yellow surrender flare goes up. When he comes out of his cockpit, you can... It's like a minute, right? They like give him a minute before he gets out, and it's clear that he was crying inside. And he grabs a microphone and he says, I'm grateful that I was given a chance to compete here and follow my dreams. I was so blessed, so lucky to get this far, but it looks like this is as far as I'm going. I just want to thank Mr. the Ferryman for giving everything he had and treating me as an opponent with respect. Thank you, Solaris, and good night and goodbye.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you got? I mean, you're the victor. What do you want to do?
Ferryman is gonna wait. He doesn't want to make a scene of it here.
Okay.
But he wants to find Tankerson after the match.
Okay.
Mr. Tankerson. As he's like following him out of the arena or something.
Yeah.
Mr. Tankerson, I'm bringing you in.
No, please, no!
Let me buy you a drink.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like you catch him after he's, you know, sending all of his students home. He says, I'm sorry, Mr. the Ferryman. I don't really drink.
Drink juice.
Oh yes, of course. I love a good
Soda.
stiff, cold orange juice in a chilled glass.
Well, the place I'm going makes screwdrivers, so they got orange juice.
Okay, great.
Come on.
A bar then.
I got a booth. You don't have to deal with the bar nut.
Okay.
You're probably familiar with the place.
He looks distinctly uncomfortable and out of place in this bar. He's wearing like the coolest leather jacket he thought a good mech warrior should wear, with like a dress shirt and slacks.
Yeah. What neighborhood is he from?
This guy, he's from the International Zone.
Okay. Amos takes him, oh gosh, I'm blanking on the name, but there's a bar that's like a couple blocks away from the factory. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking that now it's not actually a named thing. Never mind. So, I don't know if you have a name for a bar in general, but there is a bar that is like 3 blocks from the cracked canopy.
Okay.
Or not the cracked canopy, from the factory.
Yeah.
And Amos takes him there and sits him down in a booth right next to the mech simulators. You know, orders him his OJ. Amos just gets like a bit of whiskey. Actually, Amos gets a screwdriver. Just cause. And then says, Mr. Tankerson, you're an educator, correct? I mean,
yes. I like to think so. I have a college degree that says so, and several qualifications. Yeah, but really, though, those things don't make me a teacher. What makes me a teacher is my dedication to my students.
Yes, and well, by the simple virtue of the fact that they were all out there to see you today, it means you've done well for yourself.
I wouldn't say they were all out to see me.
Mr. Tankerson, you had between
call me
600. Hank, you had between 6 and 1,200 kids out there for you. That's a type of devotion very few educators.
I spent 13 years as a teacher, you know.
Well,
20 students in a class.
I believe I have an opportunity for you to both continue your aspirations here, as well as put your educatorial talents to use.
So
You see, we at Apex Dragons have an internship program. The kind of thing that I now find myself in the position of needing to be an educator. And if you're amenable, I was hoping we could help each other.
You want to hire this guy to be what exactly?
No, he wants to set up like a promotional thing where Tankerson helps with he's trying to help get Tankerson to help with tying both the internship program and Hillbilly's book charity for kids all together.
Oh, interesting.
As well as then hopefully get Tankerson some people to help him with his mech repairs and stuff.
Now, when you say people, do you mean like real people, or you mean like we're gonna make him an offer he can't? He's part of the family now.
For this guy in particular, Amos means real people, because this is about building the Ferryman's image.
Okay.
not about Yvonne and Yuri's master plan to infiltrate Solaris, etc., etc.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
This is an Amos Everett move, not an Yvonne
All right.
Yvonne Ivanko move.
I'll tell you what. Before this guy, whether he agrees to it or not, you know, this requires a lot of paperwork and a lot of setup, and I want to know whether it all comes through or not. So I'd like you to make a extend media influence roll. 2d6 plus corporate.
That's a 10.
Wow. Okay. You get what you want. All right. So this guy agrees to whenever he's, you know, he's got like a day job as an educator he's got to go back to, but like on the weekends he'll do he'll like LeVar Burton the reading program, and he'll come in and talk to the interns about, you know, like who knows what level of education each of them has had, right? Like interns may not even have like a full high school education, so he's just gonna run them through, you know, like here's the history of the inner sphere, specifically for you, person who wasn't born here, and you know, like make sure that they could all pass a GED program.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted out of that?
Amos just makes sure that like Lynn, you know, helps him out with whatever she can.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Are you ordering her to do that? Like,
no,
are you making it her job?
he's asking her if she would. It's the kind of thing that like
I don't know if
helps
she
your image
would.
on Solaris.
Well, if you explain it to her that way, she would agree to it.
It's the kind of thing mech warriors do to. This is the sort of thing the crowd loves. It helps your image, gets investors interested. People like a good public face. And when you are trying to rebuild your public image like I am, this is exactly the kind of thing you do.
So when she shows up, it's in a Apex Dragons jumpsuit that only has 2 patches, one for the Ferryman and one for the Free Rasselhag Republic. But the Free Rasselhag Republic one is like a full back, full body FRR flag of, I think it's a dragon rampant.
Yeah.
Yeah. She makes her allegiances extremely clear.
Yeah. Amos makes like, you know, no negative comment about it. He's like, yeah, okay. You know, if Montenegro was a was a neighborhood that had its own flag, Amos would probably have it on too.
You get an experience for participating in the match. You didn't take any meat damage, so you're good there. You get to choose, because you guaranteed victory, whether you want 1 experience point or 1 glory.
You know, I think I'll take the 2. I think I'll just take the extra XP.
All right.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna like do training as my downtime because I didn't have any stress.
Okay.
So I'm going to get myself to 5 XP again.
What is the nature of your training?
I think Amos is actually going to keep taking. He's going to take Hank to that same bar, and like, you know, while he's, I think it's that very like night he starts this where like he trains with Hank and talks to Hank about how this is the bar and the mech sims that got him his shot in the open. He's like, yeah, this is the place. Recruiter came in, saw the score, and went, hey kid, why don't you give me a call? Now here I am. And, you know, kind of tries to bond with him over that.
Okay.
Plus, you know, he also trains with the Minxes and such.
Not anymore.
Oh, after Billy's thing?
Yeah, and all the killing and political commentary, the racism, They like, yeah, I don't know whether you show up at their door and they turn you away, or you go to make an arrangement to be at something and they just don't pick up the phone.
He'd call Seabill to like schedule something.
She's not taking your calls.
Damn it, Billy.
It is definitely not just Billy's fault.
Damn it, Seth and Billy.
and William. Sorry, and Hunter McGregor, and to some extent yourself, and
Hey, you know. They agreed even after all my bad stuff.
yeah, but then the bad stuff kept happening.
Not to me though.
They warned you about those stairs.
Hey, you know.
You guys are controversial. You're toxic. You're blazingly hot. So your Shadowhawk will require 2 to repair.
Yeah. Only
Anything else you want to
damage.
do?
Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah. Yeah.
Amos is gonna, I guess we'll have to, oh man, I don't know. When is Hunter's next match?
Don't think I've scheduled it, but it will be next week.
Okay, before the round table.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there something you wanted to do?
Well, you see, this guy Yuri told me to prevent him from researching the thing that he specifically tried to get everybody to research.
You know, you can just go talk to Hunter. We have a Gladiator stable chat.
I know, and I'm probably gonna have to just do that. I don't know what role to make or anything like that yet.
I don't
so
know
I think
that
I'm just
you
gonna
can
go.
make a. I think you need to convince him.
Well, I was gonna see if I could make a roll to just like block all of his crap. But I don't know if that's a roll that we can make. If that would be technically like an attack against one of our own dudes or something like that. But I will try to talk to Amos. Would try to talk Hunter out of it before he did. Such nasty.
I feel like you
things
should
first.
talk to him first. I'll come up with a attack image or something like that for making more mental or information blocking attacks.
Yeah, that would
I'll
make
think
sense.
about it. Maybe it'll just be a one-time thing rather than a full move. All right.
Yeah.
Baron, thank you for joining me. Another
Thank you, as
Amos
always,
Everett.
AP.
Using the new rules, you completely demolish this guy. Now that I'm not trying to bounce matches anymore, this guy is truly befitting his rank 100 status.
Yeah. Felt a little bad. Felt like I kind of beat up on him a bit. But he also though had really good location rolls. Like if he had hit me 1 or 2 more times, he would have been into all of my main weapons.
I mean, you don't have case, which... Oh, you do have case.
I do have case.
You don't... Yeah, whatever program you're using doesn't put the case up next to the torso.
No, it just puts it in the crit slot.
Yeah.
So yeah, the place to check for case on my mechs is always the last slot in the thing.
I was going to say, if you don't have case, you're in a lot of trouble, but you do have case, so
Yeah.
you're probably okay.
Oh yeah, always got to have case. And sacrificed a whole half ton of armor for case because I ain't trying to play Lin yet.
Wow.
I got to train her up first.
Perfect. All right, well, we'll be back tomorrow with Cosmo versus Andre LeFaux with mechs and employees on the line.
Peace out, y'all.